Alright, so what's up guys? We're going to be doing a quick deck profile. This is Ray, he plays a Gladiator Beast deck. And we're going to get right into the meat of things, talking about why specific cards are good, how they interact with each other, and what this deck's strong and weak points are. Okay, first off, we're going to start with a card called Test Tiger. Okay, Ray, we have 3 copies in the deck. Can you explain why you have Test Tiger in the deck?
Special summon Bestiari, blow up backfield. Card's really good. And then if you're lucky, you might be able to pull off a Jaizaris if you've got another Gladiator Beast on the field. Pop up a big monster, really good. If there's like a big threat, like, Plague Spreader, or like, let's say that there's a Vayu in the graveyard, you could just remove the Vayu threat. Or here's something most people probably do not know. If you special summon Ritiari with the effect of Test Tiger, the opponent can chain Necro Gardena to activate its effect, therefore making Ritiari worthless. So you guys should really keep that in mind if you don't know about that already. So
alright,
yeah.
So next card in line we have Gladiator Beast Laquari. 3 copies again. Why do you have 3 copies of Laquari in the deck?
We'll get the opponent to waste their bottomless on that thing. 3 copies is good because of that. And the other thing is that he can be a 2100 beat stick monster. He can actually collide with Grandmaster. He's 21, I'm pretty sure. And he can also, get rid of most level 4s that are high attack. He can also collide with Cyber Dragon if he's in the way.
He's also one of the key interactions for your extra deck.
Yeah, Heraclinos too. He also brings out the Gladiator Beast Heraclinos as well.
Alright, moving on, we have 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Darius. Why 2 copies? Why not 3? Why not 1?
3 is just going to be a waste of space, really. He's going to get stuck in your hand. Why 2? For 1, you might get bottomless. It also works pretty well with the Respite, where you can just return them to the deck and draw a couple more cards. So that's the first part, and then the other one is when you special summon Darius with the Test Tiger, you can special summon the Bestiari and go for an instant Jaizaris, pop 2 monsters. That's why I like the Jaizaris, 2 copies just in case if one gets in the graveyard, and then, what if you have no way to get them back out, so, you got 2 of them.
So he rips the Bestiari right out of the yard for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's pretty clutch, it seems. Alright, next one we got
Gladiator Beast Equest.
Equest, alright, and another 2 copies.
2 copies. Same thing for basically the Darius, one gets in the graveyard, you'll want another backup just in case to get a card in the hand. So he'll bring back this card to the hand. So
so he just creates massive amounts of card advantage.
Yeah, he'll create card advantage for sure. And then he'll also create a good lock for effect monsters. Gets rid of effect monsters right there. So that's what I mostly get him with. I get the Chariot a lot.
Okay, the Chariot's...
That's the main thing. Or if you want to get him back, yeah, you can get that.
That's like your extra 3 Solemns in the deck.
Oh yeah.
Alright, moving on. We have 2 of this guy. What is this guy?
Yeah, Gladiator Beast Sam Knight. When he's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, whenever he destroys a monster as a result of battle, you get a GB card from the deck to your hand. So, most of the time I'll probably get the Chariot. I want to get that thing right away.
Okay, so Chariot seems like a pretty big part of your deck.
Oh yeah, it's probably best card ever, but yeah.
Okay, and this is Gladiator Beast Hoplamus?
Hoplamus, yeah.
Alright,
he's just
1 copy.
Defense card. If they attack him, most monsters cannot get over that 2100 defense, so he's basically just gonna switch out for Secutor if they've got no back row and I have an answer to their monster. Or I can get the Bestiari out. Hopefully they don't bottomless it if they try to. I should have the Book of Moon because I can usually figure out if they're gonna do that or not.
Or the Chariot, right?
Yeah, so I have ways of knowing what they have.
So you got 6 cards to get around bottomless.
I have the Book of Moons, I have the Typhoons. Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. Alright. Moving on, we got Secutor. Right?
Card's amazing.
One copy.
Yeah.
If it's so amazing, why only 1 copy?
Why 1 copy? Because if you're running more than 1 copy, he's gonna get stuck in your hand. You want to keep this guy in the deck, actually. He's got 400 attack, so you can't really bottomless the little guy. you want to special summon him from the deck, okay? So what you can do is you can just special summon him from the effect of the Test Tiger, and then if they have no back row, you can probably attack one of their weaker defense monsters, get 2 more monsters, get Bestiari and Murmillo, pop their monster, pop their back row, go into Jaizaras, pop more. So that's why like Sekitor is just really good for me. I tend to go into Sekitor like first or second turn. You gotta go in them like right away.
Wow, seems powerful. All right, next card, Jaizaras. You really seem to like this card a lot.
Yeah.
Just another 1 copy, and that's because he's restricted to 1, right?
Yes, that's one.
Okay.
Too good, Jaizaras. That's all I gotta really see about that card.
So he's actually a really big part of the deck in the fact that you have 3 copies of Jaizaras in the extra deck.
And he can be bottomless, so you gotta make sure you got triple book.
And triple chariot.
Triple chariot. Well, triple chariot only stops monster effects, just so you know. Yeah.
Okay. So we're moving on. We have Glad Beast Murmillo. 1 copy.
Yeah. Just pops, pops monsters that are face up that I can't can't beat. Like, let's just say there's probably some fables that I can't like beat. Like fabled Leviathan, I can blow up the Leviathan and then I can proceed to negate its effect with Gladiator Beast Chariot. Okay. So that just stops like big threats.
Okay. Moving on, we have this guy. I don't know his name.
Oh, Gladiator Beast, Ritiari.
Ritiari, 1 copy.
It stops threats like the Vayu threat, and then it also stops a lighter dark for a Chaos Sorcerer. It also stops like Dandelion in case if like it's a big threat, just get rid of it. That's like basically Plant Synchro's whole thing is their Dandelion. You gotta get rid of the Dandy too.
So that's all for that card.
Yeah.
Last monster in the deck is 1 copy of Morphing Jar. Now that's not a Gladiator Beast. Can you explain why you play it?
It's a tech card for me. If you look at all this, it's like a bunch of spells and trap cards. I can set down my whole hand and I can just set Morphing Jar, proceed to gain advantage over the opponent, and then it just gets rid of their hand too. It's just really good tech card for me. I also like, if I have like a really bad hand, he's really good. He's there for me.
Just to kind of refresh the hand for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to spells. The first spell we're going to look at, we have 3 copies of, is Book of Moon. He kind of went over what they're for earlier on, but is there any other use that they're for?
If they have like low defense, the opponent's monsters, I can attack and then destroy it, and then I can get a switch out with one of my Gladiator Beasts, and then like I can get like him out, the E-Quest, proceed to gain Chariot off of that too. Or if I'm lucky, I can just have him out, and then I might have like Solemn Warnings to back this guy up, of Chariots, Wabuku. This guy works really good with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Book of Moon. Prevents bottomless trapples. That's really important.
Seems like a lot of your monsters are pretty vulnerable to that card.
Yeah.
Okay. Next spell, we have 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. That's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think we have to go over that one.
Yeah.
Next card, 2 copies of
the Gladiator Beast Respite. There's a lot of GB monsters in this deck, and sometimes they can end up being dead in my hand, such as like 2 of these or 2 of these or 2 of these, 3 of these. Sometimes they're kind of bad in the hand. Shuffle up 2 of those things and then put them back into the deck, draw 3 cards. Also, you do never want this card in your hand at all unless you have Test Tiger. So put this thing back in your deck, draw 3 cards. Yes, Sekitor. You can also put Chariots in the deck. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I guess if you have like 3 of them or something, you might want to put 2 back. Same thing with this. It's a really good card. You could put itself in the deck. Like, as long as you have like another copy of that, you can do that too.
Okay. Yeah. Moving on to singleton spells. The first one we have is Monster Reborn. We really don't need to go over that one. Cold Wave. Are there any really clutch situations that it's key in, like early in the game or
busted
late
in the nuts? It's really busted in the nuts. That's all I can say about that card. It works really well with Jaizaras and then Bestiari. It also allows myself to know that, like, there's gonna be no back roll that's gonna mess around with me. I can freely go into Sekitor and know for sure that I can just special summon a Bestiari and another monster, and then go into Jaizaras, and I can probably pop like 3 back row with that card.
Seems pretty strong.
It's really good. I think it's so good it needs to be banned. It's that good. That good.
Alright, last spell card, Dark Hole. We don't need to go over that either. It's a pretty staple card.
Yeah.
Cleans up. Okay, next card we're going to go over, we're moving on to traps now, is Gladiator Beast Chariot, right? 3 copies of that card. You've been over that card plenty of times.
Yeah.
Stops monster effects, right?
Yeah, you can switch out with this card. It's good.
Okay. Next card we have another 3 copies of is Solemn Warning. Why 3?
Why 3? I think that you're not gonna draw into all 3. It's fine at 3, but then this thing stops effects for cards that are being special summoned. That's really good. Like if they go Lumina, discard, special summon another monster, you can go Solemn Warning on that thing. They go -1, and I just stopped the Lumina threat, which is pretty big. And it also stops Judgment Dragon, Caius, Black Rose Dragon, which is used in 2s. And also a bunch of other threats. Heck, it could even stop a Heraclinos in the mirror match. That's really big. It's really good.
Seems strong. Moving on, we have another trap, 2 of them actually, bottomless trap hole. We don't really need to go over that one. Everybody knows what that does. Everybody knows it's good. Next card is Torrential Tribute. It's another staple. We're not going to go over that. Wabaku, you actually said, is a really big tech card in this deck. We only have 1 copy, but why is this a tech card?
I prefer special summoning into Sekitor. He could not overcome a big monster, so I can just flip over Wabaku, I can attack, and then I can special summon things that can just get rid of that stuff, or whatever threat that there is. That's really good. And then the Wabaku, also if they attack, let's just say I set a Sam Knight down there, they can attack, I'll flip over Wabaku, and then I'll proceed to switch out Sam Knight for something that can, fix up the situation.
Wow.
It's just a different total deck that's different than any other deck. It's got answers for, most other things.
Alright, moving on, we have a Solemn Judgment.
Staple.
Obviously, it's good why it's good. Next, moving on, we have the last trap card, Mirror Force. Okay, that's the main deck. Now we're going to move on to our extra deck. Firstly, we have the guy you go into most of this deck, right? Gladiator Beast Jazaris.
Yeah.
He's 2400 beat stake. On top of that, when he hits the board, blows up 2 cards.
You can use Monster Reborn on this card, and you can still blow up 2 cards.
That's really powerful.
Yeah, it really hurts when people play Reborn on that thing. If they know stuff, they will Reborn that if it's in the graveyard, and they will pop 2 of your cards.
Ouch. Does Darius hit it as well?
You can special summon Jazaris with Darius, yes, but then its effects negated because of Darius, and then you can't pop 2 back row. But you can get him on the field with Darius, yes.
Okay, and then you can send it back to the extra deck when you attack with him, right?
Yeah, but this is gonna go back with Darius though.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. The next one, bringing out the big guns now. Gladiator Beast Heraclinos. Why only 1?
I found that 2 is kind of it's still good, but 1 you can actually live with 1. You can go into Heraclinos twice, but I found that I mostly go into him just once. It's good just to stop the back row, because I have a lot of back row hate, a lot of it, because I noticed that in this format you can go 4 back row, and this guy, as long as I can gain advantage with Equets, I can grab cards into my hand, gain pluses, and then just dump the cards right back down with Heraclinos' effect.
Wow. Seems strong. Okay, we got a couple synchro monsters over here. We're gonna start with Black Rose. We all know why it's good. Can you even summon this card?
I can actually with a Monster Reborn. I can special summon, let's just say we're going against the Blackwing matchup. I reborn their Gale. I can actually synchro with a Hoplomos, a Darius, or a Bestiari. I'd actually probably prefer the Bestiari actually. I like him in the graveyard for Darius plays, and then I can just blow up the whole field. If they have a really good overextended field, I can proceed to gain advantage with Black Rose.
Okay. Now, what about the next 3 synchros?
Catastor is self-explanatory. This guy's just good. The rest of it is just stuff that's there. I think this is just the main key card that I can want to synchro for. Just Black Rose.
And these 3 fusions are just kind of there
for fun.
Just to be there.
Yeah, it's a Chaos Neos. Yeah.
Alright, so that pretty much sums it up, right?
Alright, yeah.
Any last points you'd like to go over before we wrap it up?
No, it's just a really good deck. Alright, yeah.
Alright, thanks a lot, guys.
Bye,
Once again,
YouTube.
Ray, this is Glad Beast Deck.
Yeah.
See you again.